Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Crafty Hour. I hope you're having a fabulous day so far. We're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. I'm just going to organize myself. If you are joining today, I am going to be using the die cut sheet that is called Christmas Delivery. So I just dumped all of mine out here so that I can get organized. Welcome, everyone. I am just organizing myself. So don't worry, you have not missed anything. I'm just running a little bit behind today. So I'm just going to organize all my pieces. Welcome if you're just joining us. I am going to be using the Christmas Delivery set. And I'm just going to organize myself because I am not as organized as I need to be today. Whew. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Crafty Hour with our Spellbinders. I am going to be doing mine now. Courtney is going to be doing hers later. And she's going to be using the other die cut pack. But we thought it would be easiest if we just split our Crafty Hours. So right now, I'm just kind of getting all my words together. I'm getting all my peoples together, all my ornaments together. And hopefully, we will get through all 4 of my cards. Now, remember, this is on replay forever. So if you can't do it live, or maybe I'm going a little too fast, I do want to get through all these great cards. Don't worry. You can go back and watch any time. You're cheating at work. That is hilarious. Well, that's okay. I'm running around with the chicken with my head cut off. I hope that is not the way November is going to go. Okay, so what I've done, normally I put this in a little box lid, but I couldn't even find that today. For my Crafty Hour, I'm going to be using the one that is called Christmas Delivery. Now, you received 2 packages in your kit. Let me just bring the kit forward here. You received one that's called the Know Me Christmas Dance. Courtney's going to use that one this afternoon, so I am not using that one. The only one we need is the one that is the Christmas Delivery. That is the one that I'm going to be using. You do not need to open up this package. These die cuts are huge. There's 53 in the one I'm using, and there's 52 in the one that Courtney's using. So that is giving you 105 die cuts in this kit. Spectacular, right? Spectacular. So I'm going to be using Christmas Delivery. That's the only one I'm using. I have just put all mine out and kind of separated them. I didn't separate them very well, so don't stress. I didn't do anything special. I just kind of put them by organization a little bit. Okay, so let me put that off to the side. Joyce, if you can't, please phone us. I can't do that right now, obviously, and spots are filling fast, but try a different device. Some people are saying that it's not working on the iPad. We have put in a ticket to figure out what the problem is, and that's all I can say. Try a different device, but I'm going to focus on my Crafty Hour. Okay, so what I have told you you're going to need, this Crafty Hour did not include your card bases. So these are the A2 card bases. A2 card bases can open with the fold at the top or with the fold at the side. It doesn't matter, but it is all the same size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That is a normal A2 size card. Now, I took all of your beautiful pattern papers that you got, which are all of these, and I cut them in half. Now, the reason I did that is because Courtney and I were sharing this, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't use the half that Courtney was using. So I'm going to use the other half now for my second set. Okay, so we're going to be using these. These colors work fantastic with our die cuts. We're going to make 4 cards, so I better get going. Now remember, this is always on replay, so you can watch at any time. If you do kind of go a little bit behind, don't worry, it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm just going to put that there. That is my card 1 measurements. I have just wrote that down just so that I can follow along. And I have my A2 size card. And these papers are all double-sided, which is, again, fantastic because we do have the plain colors on the flip side. So I'm going to start with the plaid. And the plaid on the flip side is the dark pink. So I'm going to cut my paper to this dark pink measurement, which is just under 4 1/4, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. What that is just a skinny little border of white all the way around. Just a skinny little border. So that is our first measurement. I've got it there. Hopefully you can see that. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Oop! And look what I just did. Wrong. I have to glue on the plaid side first. I hope that's not foreboding. I have to glue on the back side so that I have my pink mat. I got a little bit of glue on the front, but I'm going to cover that, so I'm not worried. Okay. And I apologize, I'm not going to be looking at comments because I am going to focus on getting 4 cards done in 1 hour. So if you do have any questions, just give us a shout. Okay, my next paper is going to be my plaid. And that is the flip side of this. So I like that these papers have the matching color. It takes the think work out of it. So that's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And what that's going to do is give me, once again, a skinny border. So, get those. I don't need those scraps. And I'm going to glue this one on top. Now I'm putting the paper on my solid side so that I get that skinny little border plaid showing. Okay, so far all I've done is I've cut the same piece of paper, 2 different measurements, and we've got that pretty. I love the gold little fleck through there. Isn't that pretty? Ah, so nice. Okay, now I did mention to you that I would like you to bring some white scraps. Just white scraps. These were ones that are lying around. They don't have to be perfect. Okay. And I'm going to start with my white scrap, any scrap you have, but this is my measurement for my white. 2 3/8, which is just a little bit bigger than 2 1/2. 2 3/8 by 5 1/4. Hopefully this is, oh yeah, we're good. So I'm going to go to just over 2 1/2. And then we're going to take this to 5 1/4. That is my white. Now, crafty hours are a little bit faster because we're trying to put in a lot. It's not like a class. It is a crafty hour. So I'm going to keep those measurements there, but just remember you can go back and watch this. Okay, and now I'm going to go to my next pattern paper, which is my fa la 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 la. And it is this pink paper that says fa la la all the way across. And I'm going to cut a piece that's 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. Now, it's very important that the 2 1/2 is done so that the words I can read. So I can put it into my trimmer horizontal so that I can read the words. I'm going to take it to 2 1/2. And then I'm going to trim it to 5 1/4. Yeah, pinks and teals at Christmas are perfect. Perfect. Now, if I did that right, these should be the same length, which they are. They're both 5 1/4, but I'm going to get white on each side. And the reason why I asked you to bring your white scraps is so that you see how that really pops. White and black are great for matting because it really pops. If I did it with pink, which would be an alternative, you can see it's not going to pop very much. It's going to blend in. By doing it with the white, it actually brings the white of the card forward. Makes it even brighter. So that's why we're using some white scraps. It doesn't have to be beautiful paper. Doesn't have to be, you know, 110 pound. I'm sure if you are like me, one sec here, my desk is moving. If you're sure you're like me, I have a whole bucket of white scraps. I just keep a bucket so I can grab them and not waste. White is always used. Okay, now I'm going to foam tape this. So I'm gonna, this is the way my morning's going. See how little of foam tape I have left? Oh, not to fear. I know where I can buy some more. Okay. So I'm just going to put some white down. I'll save that. And I'm going to put this, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch. I want it a little bit closer to the left, but you'll notice that I didn't measure. I just moved it a smidge closer to the left-hand side. It's going to go top to bottom, and the lines really help to make sure that you are straight. Okay, so that is it for my papers. That's all I'm going to do. I'm now going to dress this up, and the first one is a swinger. So what I need for that is a half a body. That means ones without legs. Then I need some legs that are what I call swingers. See that there? That's going to be my little swinger. And I'm going to grab a greeting. Now, all of these greetings will work. They're all really fun. I think this time I'll do the one that says a gift for you. On this one, I did season's greetings. So it really doesn't matter which ones you do. And I'm going to actually add my season's greetings first with some foam tape. That's just going to also help me with my placement so I don't run out of room. I'm just going to put that towards the bottom and have it kind of even so that it is hanging off each side, just like that. Okay, so I have a girl with no body, and I have my swinging legs. And if you don't know, these were based off of a very popular die last year that Spellbinders came out with. Now, I find it easier to put down my peoples. I'm going to grab my pop dots right now so I can kind of make sure that I have placement. Now, I can have her have really short legs, like so. She can be a little person. Or we can have really tall legs. She can be giant. You can move this along. But we want to make sure that we still have it in the card. So I think if I kind of do it like that, it'll work. So I'm going to move it. I'm going to keep the legs there for now. And I like to use these pop dots. You do want something that's going to be easy for them to move. And I find that the squares, they're just not quite as good. So these pop dots are really good. And I'm just going to put it right there. Now, it's not going to do anything right now, but I'm just going to put it there. I have left the backing on for a very good reason. You're going to now take your powder tool, whichever powder tool you want, and just kind of give it a little bit of powder on the edges. Now, the reason is that sometimes these are still going to be sticky, just a little bit. Different ones are even more sticky. And I make sure I keep my backing on so I'm not making it unsticky. So now my legs should swing. Much, much better, see? And even sometimes just doing the paper just helps it smooth. Okay, now I'm going to take my girl with the holding the giant ornament, and I'm going to use the same pop dots. Now the reason is because I want my girls to be the same height, and I'm only going to do it on the top part, just like that, because this bottom part is going to attach to that. See how that's going to look? Okay, so you got a visual why we don't put a pop dot down towards the bottom. Let's remove the backing on that one. Okay, so I'm sticky all over. Put my girl on. There we go. Make sure that, there we go. Woo! Swingy wingy. There we go. Okay, we're going to do all of our gems at the end, just like we did last time. Courtney and I gave you guys all a full pack. Yours may be different. This one is the silver one. They will all work. When I made these at home on the weekend, I did not have my silver with me, so I used a different one. But we're going to do all of that at the end. Okay, so that one is finished. Oh, woohoo! That's how I feel today. Woohoo! So I'm going to set that off to the side. I'm going to come back and do the gems at the end. We're going to move on to our card number 2. So let me put that right there. That's a good place. I don't even know which one is card number 2. I think it's this one. Now this one has a little bit more work involved. A little bit more. And this one is not swinging. No swingy. It is going to be a stable one. And I did that just because we're going to add a whole lot more to this card. We're really going to build up our layers on this card and use a lot of the die cuts. So we do not have swinging legs on this one. Okay, so card number 2. I have my card. Like I mentioned, my half papers that I split with Courtney. So I'm going to go down and find my snowflake paper. This is one of my favorites. And we have the blue on the back, like I mentioned. So same measurements as card number 1. Just over 4 by just over 5 1/4. Same measurements for card number 2. I'm going to double check it. This is my blue matte. So I want to make sure my blue is face up. That means I'm going to put glue on the back side. I know for some people, that is sacrilegious. Now, of course, you can always add foils. You could always add glitter. Silver foil would be my first choice for this one. But we wanted to try and use everything that was in the kit as much as possible. But you can change this card very easily by using silver foil, and then that gives you a whole nother piece of paper. So you have options. Okay, now my snowflake paper measures 4 by 5 1/4. So I'll do my 5 1/4 first by 4. Okay, I'm going to make sure it fits. Perfect. And I'm going to glue it. And this time we are going to look at our snowflakes. So I am applying glue to the back side. All right. Beautiful. Okay. Now I made some snow mounds down on the bottom. And again, I'm just going to go to my scraps that are in, I need some more glue under there. My scraps that were in my scrap pile at home. There we go. And I actually need 2 pieces of white. They're both going to measure 4 inches. So I think I'll just cut this to 4 to start with. These were just scraps of white. And those measurements are just approximate with the 2 1/4. Looks like a 1 and then a 1 1/2. Okay, so these are more extra scraps. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create some snow hills. We're going to create 3 hills that we are going to tear. So I'm going to do the first one in half. So tearing towards me, and you can create your mounds. Now, I don't know, is there a snowdrift happening? Is it just a light dusting? If you feel that you don't like that part, well, we'll just tear that off. Okay, so there's one, and you always tear towards you. That brings the fibers closer towards you. This one, I would say, is the wrong one, but if we flip it over, well, look, we have 2 snow mounds already. So see? And they will look different. And then I'm going to do one more. And I can use, again, either one. That works. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're just going to layer these. So for starters, I'm just going to kind of, which one's my smallest? I think that's my smallest. I'm going to just kind of hold these up. Have I gone too high? Nope. Okay, so I just kind of play with them to see how I like them. Now the first one I'm going to glue on flat. That one is going to come up approximately, now I'm grabbing my ruler, but you know me, approximately 1 3/4. So my first one is flat. Make sure the fibers are coming towards you, and if you want, you can give it a little bit of, you know, just kind of do that, and it gives it a little bit of a paper roll so it's not quite so flat. Another fun thing to do is ink them up. Now I'm not taking glue right to my torn edge because I know I'm going to stuff some things behind there. I'm going to just use that and just kind of, yeah, that looks about right. Okay, and this should go from pattern paper to pattern paper. Now, my second one, I'm going to add foam tape. And I'm only going to add foam tape on the very bottom because, again, I'm going to be adding some stuffing here and there. So I'm only going to put foam tape on the bottom, and I'm going to drop down a little bit. Let's say right about there. Okay, and then this one I'm going to be gluing flat on top of there. But here's what I noticed. I need a little bit of foam tape there. So I'm going to just grab my foam strips because they're easiest. And I'm just going to fill that space with foam tape so that it doesn't cave in there. I'll have an avalanche of snow. Okay, so I just added some foam tape. And again, just going to muck it up and put some glue there. Now, tearing is definitely not new. Gosh, it's been around since I started scrapbooking back in '98. We used to tear a lot. It was pretty fancy back then. Okay, so we have 3 snow mounds. And in between the bottom layer and the next layer, I have added some foam tape just to give it really nice, easy. So a little different. Okay, now what we're going to do is find some goodies. So I have a tree that's got some ornaments on it. I have a red ornament with the green center. Use whichever one you like. I have a stack of presents, which is kind of fun. I'll use that one. And then I have my girl that, let me move her over here. My girl that has her legs on her. Very important. Now, the other thing you can do with these, you'll see that these are the same. So you could stack these if you want. You could do little slices with your X-Acto knife, and you could stack them if you want. I'm not going to, but that is an option. They are identical. Okay, now I'm just going to lay these out. I'm going to put my girl there. I'm going to put my tree right about there. And the reason I'm laying these all out is just so that I know placement-wise, I'm happy with it. Put this here. And then my ornament is going to tuck something like that. Yeah, I think that's good. So I'm going to start with my tree. I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape on the back of my tree. Everything is going to pop up except the ornament. And I just need a little bit. Okay. Now, if I wanted to go right up to that star, I would take a little strip of my foam tape or maybe a micro foam dot. I didn't bring those this morning, but we can just do that. And that is going to sit right about, I think I'll move it a little closer. I'm not going to press down too hard because if I want to move it, I can. This is going to get foam tape, of course. back of my present. Okay. And that's going to go, oh, my sweater is shitting. That's going to go right about, oh my gosh, there. Right about there. Again, I'm not going to press too hard yet. And then this ornament, I'm going to stick between the layers. And I'll probably do that flat. But you see how it kind of looks like it's popping out of the snow? And now I know I need to move this up and over just a little bit. Oh, that's very crooked. Let's try right about there. I also know from doing the little squish test that I need a little extra foam tape right there. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to get my ornament in place. My presents are very crooked. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back. I don't need a lot, just a little dab. And this little dab is enough, and it'll let me wiggle it into place. Oh, it's so cute. Right there. And now I'll add a little foam tape. What would be really cute with this too, of course, is you can add some glitter afterwards. And I'm just adding carefully a little bit more foam tape behind my present. That didn't go where I wanted it to go. So now I'm going to rip it up and try again. Some days. Oopsie, now I can see it. Oh, I'm a mess. Okay, goody. Oh, my presents are still crooked. What is with my presents? They must be top-heavy presents. Okay, so I have a little cluster there with my tree, my ornament, and my presents. Now, my girl, I'm going to need a lot of foam tape on her so that you can see her legs are going to be flat. And this part up here, I'm actually going to do 3 times, and then single under her legs. Because remember, I've already popped this up, so I want it to be level. No, maybe 2 times might be enough. Maybe it's 3 times. Nope, it's 2 times. 2 times. So, take a big chunk. Fold in half so it's double, and that's all I need for her there. And then the legs, this is where the foam strips will come in. And if you don't own foam strips, this is a necessity. You need those. Okay, one down one leg, and one down the other leg. And now let's see. Oh, she's so cute. She comes bearing gifts. There we go. And we're going to choose a greeting. Now this one I did warm and cozy. This one I'm going to do Merry Christmas. And you can see that I chopped off the end of this. So I gave it kind of a flat look to it. So I'm going to bring this in. That's just optional. You don't have to do that. I just want to give you options when you're doing these so that you don't think that you're stuck with what it looks like. And we're going to do the decorations all at the end as well, because I really think that little bit of gems in the snow look fun. I know, they're so easy. And they're cute. And they're not flat. Because sometimes when it's easy, it's flat, right? Okay, so there's card number 2. Card number 2. Cute, right? Okay, we'll do the gems after. Put that aside. Now card number 3. Card number 3, we're taking it up a notch. We're going back to our swingers, because of course they're fun. And I'm going to give you some options for die cuts, but you don't have to use the die cuts. So on here, I use the die cuts. I'm going to show you without the die cuts. I used for the die cuts the brand new rectangle postage die set from Spellbinders. I'm addicted to these, truly. When you use them, you have one. Now they come in circles, squares, rectangles, ovals, and slimlines. They have the postage stamp, and every other one is this one that just is the dots. Okay, so postage stamp dots goes all the way down. And when you die cut them together, you can get a frame. So this is these two die cut together. It'll cut out the middle, and what that does is it gives you a shaker card or just a pretty frame, right? If you're a scrapbooker, you might want a frame, but it will give you a shaker as well. So these are the postage edge rectangles. There are no kits left. We sold these a while ago. Crafty Hour is a happening thing, but you can email. We have tried to order. I think they're all sold out. I have a few more coming, but I do believe they're all spoken for. You guys got to hop on this crafty bandwagon. Okay. So this is the, and if you do want them, just reach out to your home store. Phoning will probably be the best because they are very popular. So what I did is I used one of them for the green postage, and see the white? Those are the dots. That is, sorry, I got sidetracked because I looked at the comments. So let me focus my brain. So this is the green one. And then I did the inside one, which is just dots, which gives it the perfect matting, right? So that's what I used on my sample card. I am going to show you without a die today, just so I can give you options in case you don't have this. There is also plenty of stitch dies out there, scallop dies, all kinds of things. Okay. But I like to give people alternatives, and I like you to see that there is ways to make your dies make money for you. Okay, let me find, I think that's the red there. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do is the red star paper. That is going to be my mat. So my mat is the same as all of them. I've kept these cards all A2 size cards. So 4 1/8. Julie, if you can do me a favor and call the store. I am by myself right now. And it's a little bit of a gong show here. So it sounds like the advent calendars just got to the back door. So please give the store a call. That will be the fastest way to guarantee you get it. Whether that be you call Courtney, if you're a Courtney customer, or you call me. Emails, Stacy is sick today, so that's not the fastest way. Okay, there's my red mat. Now I'm going to use the gingerbread men. Aren't they adorable? And you have full sheets of these. I just cut mine in half, but you do have full sheets of these in your kit. I'm going to cut my gingerbread, and we want to make sure that the gingerbread are going the right way. So 4 inches is my first cut. And then I'm going to trim that down to 5 1/4. Oops, I chopped a gingerbread man's head off. Oh dear. And I'm going to use this leftover piece for my green. Okay, that's perfect. Sorry if that got out of the sight there. So I have now cut my red mat and my gingerbread paper. All right. Now I'm going to cut my next biggest green first because I'm going to use scraps. So this is if you have the die cut, just so I can show you what you would do, or any die cut. We are looking for about 2 3/4 by 4. And those are guesstimates. So you can see how this would cut perfectly on one of my scraps. I am going to show you without cutting, because then you can see which you like the best. So I'm going to cut a piece that's 2 3/4 by 4. You can die cut this whichever you like. 2 3/4 by 4. I'm going to go back to my scraps of white. Let's see, this one might work. See, scraps. I need 2 1/4. Oh, that's perfect. 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. So again, on my sample, I used the next one down, which was the dotted. You can see how that's the same, but I am going to use just plain for you folks that maybe don't have this, and I think it's a good visual for you to see which you prefer. Now I'm going to foam tape the white on top. That's just, I want the shadowing. If you want, go ahead and glue it flat. That's okay. I like that shadowing. Okay, so we're just going to glue it in the center, and that's what I'm going to use. But on my original, you can see I have the exact same thing, but just out of a fancier die. Okay, I'm going to set this aside for a moment, and then I'm going to go back to some of my scraps, and I'm going to make this little border that goes across the card. Once I did the card, I'm like, it needs something to ground it, so I ripped it up and added this. So my green is going to be 3/4 of an inch, which is a tiny little piece, 3/4 of an inch by 4, because my card is 4 inches at the pattern. And then I'm going to do some red, and this is going to be just under 3/4. That's going to be really skinny. 5/8. Whew. That's little. By 4. Now, these measurements, of course, can be guesstimates. It's okay. When I first did it, that's what they were. Just so that when I glue that red on, I have the green on the back. And I'm going to glue those flat. So that was the same red that my photo mat is from. And the green came from the back of the gingerbread. So that is the measurements right there. Hopefully you can see those. And again, remember, this video will be up on our page forever. Oh, while I'm doing this, what was the name of the swinging leg card kits? It was Crafty Hour number 5. Crafty Hour number 5. We are getting to where we are putting the names on the back, either the date, November 1st, or the Crafty Hour, just so that you remember. Okay, foam tape on the back. Whoops, a little bit too late. And I am going to put this right in the middle. Just going to eyeball it. Make sure I'm straight. Oof, I think my green might be a little crooked, but that's okay. Yep, I think that's good. Just helps ground it. Now these are going to go on top. And I'm only going to put foam tape on the top and the bottom. I'm not going to put foam tape in the middle, because if I do put foam tape in the middle, I'm going to have a speed bump because I've already got this. So to balance it, I just need foam tape at the top. Oh dear. My foam tape's done. Never fear. I know where to get the goods. Yes, we're getting there. You know, we, Courtney and I, not going to lie, we jumped into this and then we thought. So that is, that's how we run it. Now, if you join the Crafty Hours, when we set up an event, which we usually set up just before the day, and you say that you're going, there's a couple things that will happen. 1, you'll get notification. 2, it will move to your groups, which means you'll always be able to find it. And 3, it also puts it into your time zone. So no guessing. Events will work to your Facebook. Okay, so I put foam tape on the top, glue in the middle. That glue is where it's going to go over my border. And I'm going to just center it. Nope, I'm not going to center it. I'm going to put it closer to the top. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Oh gosh, I don't think I'm straight. Closer to the top, because we have a greeting to put on the bottom. I'm going to come closer to the top. Oh gosh, I'm full of crookedness today. Okay. And now it's smooth. I need a greeting. Now I can do a red one. I could do a green one. I have so many options. I can do a lime green one. Let's do a lime green one. I like them to be different than the ones that you see here, just to give you options. Yeah, let's do this one. Foam tape. Okay, we're going to put that right down on the bottom. Sweet. Yeah, this paper matched perfectly. Okay, now let's find our swinger. So I'm going to use a half a girl. And remember the legs, you can mix and match the legs, right? You can have any color legs. They'll all go. So I'm going to use the lime green one on this, but you can match any of your swingers that you want. All right. Coming back, let's build our girl just so that we know what her sizing is going to be. Is she going to be short or tall? She's going to be a little shorter because if I leave her tall, she's going to fall off the top. So I'm going to bring the legs down and she's going to be a little shorter. That's okay. So that's where I want it. Put my pop dot in the swinger legs. Take my legs off. Remember, I have sticky still on there. Make it just a little bit. Okay. Now the legs are going to go nice and freely. I'll take off the backing now. Find my girl. And I need my big pop dots. And again, remember, I don't want to take my big pop dots all the way down because it'll bump into that one. Okay, so let me take the backing off that. And I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. She's a little shorty. That's okay. Make sure that, oops. Okay, so I can see that what happened is this one was down just a bit too much. So I'm going to move her up. Oops. Because it was bumping into the legs and it wasn't letting the legs move. So that's why you saw I checked it to make sure my legs were moving. Woohoo! I have a swinger. Isn't she cute? And again, there is presents that you can put on top if you want to cut. You could always cut one of these. You could also take this and make her 3D by putting foam tape in between them as well, if you wanted. Okay, that one's done. So see the difference. I just want you to see the difference with using a die set and not using a die set. You don't need to, but they do make your cards a little bit extra special. Okay? But sometimes you don't need them. We're going to do gems at the end. That's 3 cards done. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're good. We're good. Card number 4. We might have some more, Catherine. Just give us a call. We have set aside some of the pattern papers because we need to make a few more of those extra kits. So give us a shout. Ooh, I thought I lost my card. There we go. Okay, no swingers on this one because I have a party of 3 happening here. And I used an embossing folder. That is optional. It just was kind of fun. Any embossing folder you have. I used one with snowflakes. Any will work. but I just thought it was kind of fun because I used a lot of white. And the reason I used a lot of white on this card is I tried the pattern paper and it was too much. There's a lot of colors in these girls, a lot of colors. So I needed something that was a little bit more soft on the eye. That's why I went with white, but I didn't want it to be flat because my first one was flat. So I embossed. Okay, let's do this one before we run out of time. Okay. Stripey. And this one has the green on the back. Those are the next ones we're going to do. So our green mat, where's my card? Our green mat is this pattern paper on the back side. And then we're going to use our candy cane paper. Candy cane paper is white on the back. You can choose to use this white, although you might not want to because that's kind of a waste of white. And the mat is the same, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. 4 1/8, 5 3/8. Okay, I always check it. Always just to make sure, and go ahead and glue. Now, while I'm gluing, I'm going to talk. So, Courtney and I are setting up a page. It is going to be called Crafty Hour Creations. It is going to be private. We have decided to make it private because we're getting a lot of scammers out there. We're getting random weird people that are using our Crafty Hour and trying to sell you things. That is not happening. We do not charge for our events. So if ever you see that, that is a no-go. We had one of our lovely customers tell us that this weekend. So we're going to have our creations in a private group. You can join. That's not a problem. We're going to ask you who your home store is. The only reason we're putting in that question is so that we know that you are truly a customer. Red stripe, 4 by 5 1/4. We are not discriminating against anyone. We just want to make sure that the scammers don't get into that group. That group is going to be for you to share your creations. So when you make more of these, it's going to be to share. So we're going to, once we get it set up and it's all ready to go, we will be posting a link on our page, encouraging you to join. It is just going to be for you to share your creations. It is not going to be, that's not where we're going to do the videos. We'll continue to do the videos here, so everybody can see. But if you want to share or get more ideas, Courtney and I have set up our Crafty Hour creations for you there. Okay, so far so good. We do ask that you just use the stuff that is available at one of our stores. It is not meant to promote big box stores like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or our competitors. This is a Clipper Street / Scrapbook in Memories joint page. So we do ask that you please respect that because we're going to be doing all the work to keep everything going on it. So that will be there. But that's coming. We have got it almost ready to go. Okay, so the next thing I did is I just took a little scrap, doesn't look very straight, of my green that was 5/8 by 4, just to do the same thing I did last time. I'm just going to put a strip right across the middle. And I'm just going to glue this one flat, and it's just one strip because we're not going to see a lot. Again, I just wanted something grounding to my card. It's a personal thing. Just a personal thing. Oh, I made mine a little short. Oh, well. You know what? It's bugging me. I cut a little short, so this is what happens. You get real crafting. I don't like seeing that little bit there, so here's what I'm going to do. Cut. And stretch. I'm such a perfectionist some days, and some days I'm not. There we go. It was just a little too short. That's okay. Done. Now I'm going to cut another piece of green to 4 3/4 long. So I'm going to do that one first, so I do it the right way, by 3 1/2. 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Oh, that would have been a perfect strip. Oh, well, I'll save that for next time. Then I'm going to go to my white, and I'm going to cut my white slightly smaller. So just under 3 1/2 by just under 4 3/4. Now this is the piece, yeah, that works. I'm making sure it fits. This is the piece that I embossed. You don't have to emboss. I hope nobody minds if I take a minute. I'm going to emboss with just one of my I have thousands of snowflake emboss folders. I'm just going to emboss. You don't have to. I'm cranking. Woo. Okay. I literally probably own at least 15 different snowflake embossing folders. Okay. Now I'm going to make sure it still fits okay. It does, and I'm going to glue it together. Again, the emboss is an option. It doesn't have to be snowflakes. I just thought it went really good with this one. Any Christmassy feel, even like something simple like Swiss dots would look great because it would look like it's snowing. Now, I put a lot of glue when I emboss because I have a lot of little air pockets that I have created. And so I need it to stick well. Perfect. And then foam tape. I think, unfortunately, the one that I'm using, the emboss folder, might be discontinued. I didn't think about it when I grabbed it this morning out of the... But there are so many good ones. My favorite actually right now is the Spellbinder, the new 3D flurry one from Spellbinder, one of my favorites. Okay, we're going to put that right in the middle. Good. Okay, so all of our measurements are done. We're ready to decorate. I am going to find all my peoples. So I have my girl with the tree. Let's see. I have my girl with the ornament. Now, all of these ones have legs. And then I have her. So we have our 3. And the way I chose, I wanted to have my girl with the tree in the middle. She's the tallest. So I'm going to put her kind of in the background. As you can see, I have some dimensions. So she's going to go in the background. And I'm just going to load these up. I'm keeping them a little bit more to the left. And I'm just going to kind of play. Don't want to hide her too badly. I don't want her to feel like she's the ugly girl in the back. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to remove these 2. I'm going to take some foam tape. I'm going to try and keep her in the same spot. I'm going to add, oops, well, so much for that idea. Add some foam tape. And I'm going to go back to my strips for the legs. I got one strip there. Ooh, I hope I brought enough strips. I might not have. That might be dangerous. I have hundreds at home, but again, ran out the door not thinking. Okay, I'm not going to press her down too hard because I moved her. So I'm just going to gently press her down and just come back and see. Yep. Sure. Okay. Now these 2 girls, they're going to get double foam tape because I want them to appear closer to me. So again, double foam tape, 1 piece, double it in half, straight down the middle. I don't need foam tape all over her. Double foam tape, double it fold it in half. Okay, now I might have some problems with my legs because this is it. So I'm going to fold this in half. So now I have double strip, and I have to cut mine fairly small because this is all I have. Silly me. I'll make do. The rest is at home. Put some behind their shoes. So these girls have double foam tape because they are going to slightly overlap. And because I only put foam tape right in the middle, that's good because then it won't bump into anything. That's why I don't put foam tape all over. Okay. So if I had to put foam tape here, I just want to show you that then we'd have a problem with this tree, right? It would bump into it. So just down the middle. They're going to be sitting right on the bottom of our place. Ah, I like it. I like it a lot. Isn't that cute? And then let's see, we need a greeting. We need a greeting. Now, all these greetings will work. All of them will work, right? Oh my gosh. And they're all the same size, so it doesn't really matter. Look how many you guys have. Let's do Merry and Bright. Although I like the pink. Nope, we're going to stick with the pink. I think I'll do Season's Wishes. Now, I'm not going to, I feel like I'm just talking to myself, which I am, I know. I'm not going to put any foam tape under the first part. I'm just going to put it under here because it's going to sit on my tree. So, it's hard when you're not watching the comments because then you really feel like you're just talking to yourself. Oh, I just did that double. I didn't mean to do it double, but you know what? We're going to go with it. I don't want to waste my tape. I meant to do it single, but I got in the habit. So I doubled it. That means I'm going to put single where it's going to hit the tree. If you are doing single, just don't put any foam tape at the very beginning, but silly me doubled it, so we'll go with that. I mean, I'm never one to turn away foam tape. And we're going to put it right there so that, oh my gosh, I'm crooked. So that tree is peeking out the top. I don't know what's with me. It's hard to craft far away from yourself, so it's under the, that's good enough. Let's just go with it, okay? Woo! Card number 4. So let's bring our cards back in because we have some gems to apply. How's our time? Ooh, we got 5 minutes. We just did 4 cards in an hour, guys. 4 cards in an hour. Who'd have thunk it? Okay? Who'd have thunk it? So we gave you some rhinestones. I'm looking for my rhinestones. Bear with me. There they are. And remember, what I'll do at the end, just because, I'm going to line all these up at the end. So if you want to take a picture of them, you can, but you'll also know that they're there. So you can fast forward through the video. So we gave you gems. I'm not sure which ones Courtney put in. I think most of my customers got the silver ones. They will all work. Okay, doesn't matter which ones you use. And I forgot my good little picker, so I'm going to use this. I like this, but I find it a little heavier. But just so you know. And really, you can dress up whatever you want. Oh boy, this one's a little hard to use. So I'm going to put a big gem right in the center first. Okay, big gem right in the center of that ornament. And then I'm just going to do a few spatterings. I'm going to put 3 up here. 1, and I like to do different, 2. Apparently I can't spatter and talk. I like to do different sizes. Card number 4. Yeah, let me post them all there. Okay. So I need 3 for my spattering. Oh my gosh, this is not as... Did I just drop one? Yep, I did. Not used to this this picker. Okay, 3 there. Now with these ones, I'm going to kind of go off to the side a little bit. I mean, the legs might hit. They might act as a stopper so the legs don't go flying. But I'm going to put my bigger gem on the bottom. And then I'm going to put a gem up here. Oh, these gems are so sparkly. And then another gem here. Ah, that's good. I just am clearing those, but I know on mine I do hit them a little bit. Okay, so I did 1 in the middle and then a couple. Now we can also, you have so many gems, if you want to put some on either side of your greeting. I didn't on this card, but I am now. You can. Oh, that looks pretty, right? Okay, so we're done that one. All decorated. Look at that. I have 8 cards ready to go. I'm very excited. Let's do card number 2. Now with card number 2, all I did is I took all these little mini ones and I just spattered them throughout the snow just to kind of make that snow pop. We have a lot. It looks like it's glistening snow. We have a lot of these. And so I'm just going to use them. It's okay. Don't hoard your gems. There's plenty more gems around. Use them because they really make your card. Oh dear. Oh Lord. There we go. These little guys are hard. And they have adhesive already on them. Thank goodness. Okay, gems. Oops. I'm struggling with these little guys. Put some here. And how about one here? Oh, and I feel like I need an odd number. I feel like I need one maybe here. Oops. These little guys are tough. There. And you know what? I need another one. This one is finicky. I need another one there. Okay. I might change that up, but there we go. Gems there. 2 more cards. Let's do this one. We're going to just do the same thing we did with the first one. We're going to do our spattering of 3s. We'll do 1, 2. Hardest part is getting the gems to stick to this one. Okay, 3. And then down here, again, I'm just going to watch my legs. I'm going to try and put my big one farther away. Sorry, I'm not checking I just saw a bunch of comments go scrolling by, but I am in gemstone mode. Okay, and this one I did also add a couple little gems on the end. That's totally up to you. Some of these you have more spots. This one I don't have a huge amount of room, but that's okay. Woohoo! So there are those. One more. And then, ooh, I am like a minute over. So again, one more time, we're going to do a spattering. I'm going to put a big one in the center of the ornament because for me, it's just calling for one in the center of the ornament. And let's do, and if ever you lose glue on these, don't stress. Just add a little dab of glue behind it. This glue is great for gemstones, I have found. So don't stress. I think also the new Pink Fresh glitter gems would look stunning with these. And then one more. These ones, the girls' legs don't move, so I don't stress where I put these ones. Okay. And we are done. Now, of course, you can add glitter you can add glitter. You could add more gems wherever you wish. You can use whichever colors you wish. Pinks, reds, greens, blues. There's tons of gems out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my cards back in. 1, 2, oh my gosh, these legs are so cute. 3 and 4. Okay, so those are your cards. I'm just going to get this set up for you here. And then I'm going to bring in 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those are them. Sorry, it looks a little crooked. Let me see if I can do that. So Courtney's going to be on at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That will be on her page. That is Scrapbook and Memories. You're going to head over there and follow along with her 4 cards. I haven't even seen her 4 cards, but follow along with her 4 cards this afternoon. And then stay tuned. We will build that Crafty Hour Creations Facebook page. You will be able to join. We will send you out an email once they are, or actually a Facebook page once they're ready. And then, yes, you can share whichever of our crafty creations there. We would love to see what you do with all of our crafty creations, because look at just out of mine. That's all the ones that you have left. Super easy. So remember, always join our crafty hours as soon as you can, because in a lot of cases, they are limited stock. And a lot of you now are realizing that you are missing out on the fun. Yes, that's what I thought. I'll do a little screenshot there, Susan, so that you guys can all see it. All right, thank you. I've got to go to work. I have a heck of a lot to do today. We'll see you on Courtney's page at 5 p.m. Pacific. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.